This should be an interesting one. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Monkey of the Morning. I'm your host, Ranting Monkey. It is Super Bowl Sunday, and I can't wait to watch the game later today, although I'll probably pass out because my sleep schedule. I got some sleep yesterday, guys. And then around 7, I got really tired, and I went to sleep for about 3.5 hours, and I'm awake now. Yay. I don't know what it is with sleeping me anymore. I got to figure something out. I got to start drinking heavily or something like that. Missed the first part, Monkey. What'd I miss? I came in late. Oh, sorry about that. I started when this told me I was starting. So all I said was up. Anyhow, we're here today to talk about Vaush. I was avoiding this. I really was. Because Vaush is a degenerate piece of shit. And I don't like the guy. It absolutely drives me insane that this guy still has a platform with some of the shit that he said. And I don't mean that he should be deplatformed. I can't believe people still listen to the guy with the shit that he said. Any other person would have long since been canceled for it, right? But in this case, he's celebrated for it, and people defend him for the stupid shit that he said. Excuse me, that was unexpected. For those of you who aren't familiar with Vaush, we haven't really talked about him in a long time. He came up the other day, and one of his defenders tried telling me I was taking him out of context. And that's kind of the reason we're here tonight, is because I'm so tired of this out of context nonsense. So here's what happened. The other day, Vaush, this asshole who comes up through Destiny's forums, right? He's on one of Destiny's forums where Destiny gives him attention, and he eventually makes a name for himself there. And he almost cuts himself off at the beginning. He almost loses his fame before he ever has it when he tries gaslighting a female on the boards into looking at his tiny little dick. That's a real thing that happened. You can look it up. This girl and him are talking in DMs, and he starts getting sexual, and she says, "Hey, I don't want to talk like that with you. That makes me very uncomfortable." And Vaush turns that into, "You know you want to look at it, bitch." I'm only barely paraphrasing there. That's a real thing. Check it out. Look it up. Don't take my word for it, as with so many things. Look it up yourself. But this is their lefty hero. And this is during the Me Too time, by the way. This is, as Me Too is still kind of a thing. He gets famous after trying to force a chick to look at his tiny little wiener. Which is weird because according to him, he could be inside somebody at 2 hours notice. It's all he really needs to get laid. Believe me, I don't want to know this about him either. But he got mad at somebody for saying he couldn't get laid once, and he goes into this tirade about how I could be inside somebody within 2 hours. Yeah, most people, rapists can be inside somebody in 2 hours. You might want to be a little bit more specific when you say, I can be inside someone. Why is it the word consensually never came up there, Vaushy boy? I think we know why. My friend Jack, how are you tonight?
Oh, fine. How are you?
You say you're fine till I make you watch Vaush.
What'd I do to you?
Showed up, damn it.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
Hey, with all the shit you've ever made me look at, how dare you? No, I'm all right, but I'm actually feeling kind of good. My sleep is all over the place again. I got good sleep yesterday and then fucked it up with a nap tonight, and so tomorrow's going to be rough, but I'll manage. I'm going to have the part of the family over, and we're going to be watching football, and I'm going to have cake and tacos. So I'm in a good place, man.
No,
I'm actually going to have tacos then cake. I don't think I'll be eating cake before tacos.
Why not? You're old. Eat the dessert first.
I do that occasionally, but in this case, I feel like eating cake first and then tacos just seems wrong. Maybe it's just the way my brain thinks. But anyway, we're talking about.
What if you made the cake look like a taco?
That would be kind of hard, actually. It's a thick cake.
Make it a chocolate taco.
That's a whole different thing. I mean,
No, there's chocolate. There's a cake made out of ice cream.
Sure,
So
sure.
that still counts as cake. So if you just formed, like, take a taco shape made out of chocolate and fill it with cake.
I suppose. But then I don't know.
I'm
I think
really overthinking this.
I'm just
Sorry.
gonna stick with the tacos and then cake. How about that?
Hey, you do you, weirdo.
Speaking of weirdos, I was just explaining Vaush to our audience who might not know him.
Oh
Um,
God.
and I don't know if you know this controversy, Jack, because I haven't brought it up on here. I've been trying to stay away from it.
This is the horse tab.
It's not just horse tab. That's part of what's annoying to me, because that's the big thing. And Vaush actually put out a video defending that, saying that he really wishes he was a horse so he could bang a lady.
Oh dear God.
Well, I'm not kidding. That's a real video that's out there. I'm sure it's out of context. I'm sure it is.
Sure. I don't know how, but whatever.
Somebody asked, this. I don't want to pull up that one because we already have to watch more of this guy than I want to. But in that clip, somebody's asking him, why didn't you just wish for like a bigger wiener yourself? Because he says, I'd want to be a horse because then I'd have a big wiener. And they're like, well, why not a wiener? Maybe he asks himself and he just describes it. Either way, the concept comes up, well, why not just wish for a bigger wiener? And he says, well, because then I couldn't do the massive, powerful thrusting that the horsey can do.
But the horsey?
I'm paraphrasing. Making him look more ridiculous than he actually is, although that's really hard to do. It's kind of like trying to parody the guy. It's impossible because he's a fucking clown. But yeah, that's his excuse. No, see what I'd want to be a horse so I could give a good, powerful thrust. Which I guess lets us know that Vaush is a lame fuck.
Oh my God. Yeah. I have a feeling that he cries during and after sex.
And before.
Yeah. Thanks for dropping links, Evil One.
If the subject of balls or vagina come up, because remember, Vaush also got very mad one time because Kat Black wouldn't answer him fast enough when she was at the fucking grocery store. He was all about that feminine peen.
Yeah. I don't know why this guy annoys me so much. Generally, people like him I'd ignore, but something about the smug way he talks really irritates me because he talks with such fake authority. Like, yeah. Oh, I'm an expert, and he doesn't know anything.
No, he doesn't.
He looks like a douche.
He's also the one that turned Hunter Avallone down the path that eventually leads to, we need to be nicer to pedophiles.
Oh, did you see they're trying to reduce the penalties for distributing child porn in Germany?
No, but I'm not shocked.
Me either. It seems to be run by. Seems we have a real global pedophile problem in Western civilization.
And if you remember, Hunter's proof that we need to be nicer to pedophiles was based on Germany.
Yeah,
it was a German thing.
Well, a misreading of a German thing,
and ignoring the consequences thereof. Yeah,
where all their sex crimes skyrocketed. Yeah,
no, but that's what do you mean? What do you mean? That's because they were nicer to pedophiles. This shows that something.
It shows something that I'm claiming that's not true. It's not true. Real quick, Evolved Potato, thank you. There was something I wanted to bring up. Remember the recording of Biden talking to his ghostwriter? Well, that recording was actually deleted after the special counsel was appointed, but they managed to recover it. So He tried to destroy the evidence.
That is true.
Yep.
It's in the report. If you look if you just go to the report, I'm not sharing again because I don't have it pulled up. Sorry, guys. But do a search for ghost. When you do a search for ghost, I believe that is the only one that comes up in the index at the beginning there, where it's or the index, right? No, chapter listing, whatever it's called. In there, the only time the word ghost comes up is when they are talking specifically about the ghostwriter deleting that.
Yeah.
So
thank you, Evil One, for the Cash App donation. Appreciate that.
Thank you so very much, Hermaeus Mora. Hey, Monkey, this is for Little Butts American Heart Association Donation Fund. Hope everything is well. Thank you. That's very generous. And Hedge, thank you. That is very, very generous. Thanks for being the news, the laughs, and being my comfort, people, while struggling to get on my feet after I lost everything in July. Finally got myself together. half for you, half for Jack when he shows. That is very generous. Thank you so very much. And I'm glad to hear things are going well for you.
Who was that?
That was Hedge.
Oh, well, thank you, Hedge. Appreciate it.
I'm happy we were able to give you some comfort and laughs. Really am. Hearing things like that, man, is humbling. It really is. Because you and me, we just get here and we chat and we try to amuse you guys, but mostly we're amusing ourselves here. And that you guys get any kind of enjoyment out of it is always humbling. It really is.
Yeah, this is how we would talk normally if we were just hanging out.
Yep.
So it's really just a conversation for us, mostly just talking over each other and trying to get dick jokes in there. But
yeah,
it is very humbling that people appreciate what we're doing and appreciate us out here trying to entertain you guys and have some fun in the process. Because if it's not fun, it's not worth doing.
Indeed. Now, Jack, back to our Vaushy. I don't want to call him a friend because one, Vaush would never talk to us. We don't have enough clout. Gotta have he's one of those clout guys that he will only talk to people bigger than him.
Yeah, clout chaser.
Yeah.
Clout chaser is like the greatest Indian name insult. You know, there's like walks through poop, and then there's clout chaser. Oh, yes, bad hunter, clout chaser.
Yeah. Anyhow, I'm not that interested in his porn folder. So, guys, what happens is at the end of his stream the other day, he accidentally, and I am using air quotes, you can't see it, but I am, accidentally showed his porn folder.
Oopsie.
Yeah, and I honest to God think that he probably did it on purpose. I think there's a good chance he did it because he thought, oh, this will get people talking about me. Right now, I don't know if you've been paying attention, Jack, but Destiny has been blowing up, kind of. Destiny had the debate on Twitter that was pretty big with Alex Jones, the Krasensteins, and Glenn Greenwald was on there. And then right after that, he has a debate with Ben Shapiro, which is actually pretty interesting to debate. I forget what channel it was on, but Destiny's out there doing, like real political stuff. And Vaush is still, Vaush.
Still Wikipediaing it up.
Yeah. Pretending that he knows a goddamn thing, saying really stupid shit and falling further into irrelevance. Now, when I say irrelevance, that might sound funny because of the size of this channel, Jack. But compared to where he was and the amount of attention and stuff he used to get, he's falling into irrelevance.
Yeah.
He still gets quite a few views on his stuff, man. He's hundreds of thousands of views here and there, but it's not like it was just, say, 3 years ago at the height of Vaush's rise to internet infamy. So I really do think this was a whoops.
Please look at me.
How do you accidentally put that tab on screen?
You do it accidentally on purpose.
What he didn't expect was the kind of pushback that he got because he has his horse stuff in there, but he also has Lolly in there. And for those of you who don't know what Lolly is, the easiest explanation is cartoon CP.
Yeah, but he's been defending that sort of crap for a while, so that shouldn't surprise anybody.
No. He has said that Lolly is just porn, or is just CP.
Oh, really? I thought
I'm paraphrasing. No. He defends. Well, we'll get to that in a minute.
Oh.
But in this case, he says in a couple of them, you really can't tell what they are, whatever, I forget. But in his one, he's like, no, I didn't realize that was a kid. I thought it was like a goblin. Like, and this is his words, not mine. A short stack goblin. Meaning a goblin with a little wiener that's really fat. That's his excuse, yeah. It's a threesome picture with two girls and a little boy, and he's like, I thought it was a goblin. It looked like a goblin to me, man. I look at a lot of goblin porn.
He's really into goblin porn.
Apparently.
I don't know what to say to that other than fucking weirdo. Real quick though, thank you, Evolved Potato. Well, we all appreciate you, Jack. Monkey's okay too. At least sometimes we get Lady Monkey, so he does bring something good.
That's true. That's true.
Thank
Hey,
you,
what about the
Evolved.
grandkids? They pay really, really few and far between these days, but they occasionally make it on the show.
That's true. That's true.
And no, check your logic. The Ben Shapiro Destiny debate was not on Daily Wire. It was on God, I forget the guy's name. He is incredibly boring, but he has some good debates on his show. I forget his name.
Understand that.
But anyway, Jack, so because of this, people started looking at, the shitty stuff Vaush has said over the years. Specifically, the one that came up the other day where we were told we took him out of context.
Yeah, right.
In which Vaush says, and this is a quote, or at least it's close to a quote. We'll see the actual quote in a little bit, but he says that children can get a benefit from having sex with adults. And his usual defenders have come out and been like, it's taken out of context. And I finally got sick of it, Jack. So we're going to look at the actual context tonight. But first, we're going to allow Mr. Vaush to defend himself before we even see the clip. That's how generous we are to people around here, Jack.
We're givers.
We're givers. We're going to let him. This is because this comes up quite often in Vaush's world. 7 months ago, he put out a video called Addressing the Allegations. He's one of those people who does his live streams and then he clips them up. So this is from a live stream, but the name of the video on YouTube is Addressing the Allegations. Da, da, da. Thank you, Officer Buck. My understanding is there's Lolly, aka a small petite woman, and Lolly Khan, which is a lot of the times cartoon CP mixed in with a bit of small petite women. Again, I was giving just a generalized thing. I don't get into separating it. If it looks like a kid and you're beating off to it, you might as well just be beating off to a kid. No, she looks like she's 10, but she's actually 63. You're not beating off to her because she's actually 63. You're doing it because she looks like a kid. Stop it. All right? Just be honest. But anyway, Jack, Mr. Vaush here, we are 10 minutes and 17 seconds into this. He's going through a thread with all of his stuff. And that clip is about to come up. And we're going to let him defend himself with this clip.
That being...
Oh, I should say, I don't know what's wrong with his fucking audio. As he watches this, it sounds like he's recording it through his microphone off of his speakers. So if it's hard to hear the part that he plays, don't worry. We're going to play the full video. But anyway, here we go.
You said in retrospect, like seeing all of this, acknowledging it, I'm making it incredibly easy to clip chimp me here, right?
Clip chimping is the bread tuber way of saying taken out of context. You're cherry picking clips of me, and they named it clip chimping. Which
Why
I don't
do
have.
They have to have cutesy names for stuff that already has names?
Because they're cool, man.
They're not cool. That shit's outdated in like 6 months.
Well, the funny part is,
say fam?
I don't know if you heard it. Because of what they named it, clip chimping. Try saying that 3 times real fast. Try saying it 1 time real fast.
Try saying that without making it sound racist too.
It ends up coming out.
All things monkey were black related now.
Well, it depends. No, but it comes out sounding like clip chipping.
Yeah, it does.
Because they don't enunciate.
Well, they probably eat a lot of wall candy too.
But what he's saying here,
70s houses eating the lead paint.
What he's saying here is, guys, look, I in retrospect, I made it easy to take me out of context. One, you're not out of context, and we will get to that. Taking somebody out of context would be like somebody going out there and going, did you guys know Monkey said fuck baby Jesus? Because he hates Christians. That would be taking me out of context, because while I have said fuck baby Jesus, if you listen to when I actually say it, I was either explaining when I actually said it, or when I actually did say it, and I was pointing out that you're allowed to just say whatever the fuck you want about Christianity. Just don't talk about any other religions. You can even go so far as to say fuck baby Jesus, and it's no big deal. That would be taking somebody out of context. You weren't taken out of context, asshole. You just don't like that people paid attention. Anyhow, I'm getting I said I would let him defend himself. I'm still going to be stopping constantly to explain what a retard he is, because that's just who I am, Jack.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's kind of a given.
Yeah. So, all right, let's hear his defense here.
But they're like cutting out me saying because or explaining anything. Who's Cult of Dusty? Just a content creator that I interacted with before.
Okay, and this is in regards to up here. And in that clip, Vaush says, I've yet to hear a good argument against child porn. The legality of child porn, I should say, about making it legal. Why should it be illegal? There's not a good argument for that. Now,
there's lots of good arguments for that.
There is. But it kind of goes into this next clip too. And it all stems from him trying to be smarter than he is.
Yeah, it's pretty normal for him.
Yeah, he misread the Wikipedia article or something on child porn. I'm not exactly sure how, but anyway.
Oh, this is actually from a separate thing. So this one right here is 100% pure dishonesty.
No, it's not. It's absolutely not. All they did, first of all, is Vaush said, it is possible for an adult and a child to have a sexual relationship and for it to have positive outcomes on the child as well. All they did was directly quote you.
That's dishonest these days, monkey. You know that.
And actually, I would say it's a little bit out of context, only because if you hear the full thing, it makes it even worse. But let's hear Vaush lie. Remember, he just called this straight up a lie, right? And he's going to straight up lie about it.
This is I talked about this with a non-compete. This was the one where non-compete was defending Luna Oi, calling me a pedo, and I explained why. Not only was it not pedophile, but it was clipped to deny the next sentence, which was
real quick. We'll go back in a second so we can hear that. If you guys hear it and it sounds like the audio cuts out, that's because most YouTubers won't say the word pedophilia or child pornography. They cut that out because they think that's helping them with the monetization. Hint, it doesn't. How do I know this, Jack? Because we get demonetized on a semi-regular basis.
Yeah, but that's because YouTube hates you.
And the only time that I could ever point to it and go, yeah, that's because we talked about, something like pedophilia is like if Hunter Biden was the discussion.
Yeah.
Seriously. We've said it many times. We've said it in the last week, and we've only had one video yesterday's, by the way. No, the one where the President that one got demonetized. All the other ones have been fine. All the other ones. But YouTubers all have it in their minds that if we just avoid that one word, the monetization will be fine.
Yeah, that's why they bleep. They bleep a lot of words: sexual assault,
yes,
rape, CP, whatever. They always have these weird little bleeps. It just makes it hard to listen to.
Yeah. This Ethan Klein has been arguing with Vaush. And I tried watching Ethan Klein's video on this. I really did. They talked about it yesterday, I think it was. It's a day ago, whatever. And that might sound retarded. A day ago is yesterday. Not necessarily by YouTube standards. That could be 2 days ago, actually, now. But
yeah, it depends on time zones and bullshit like that.
Yeah. So it says one day if you look at it, or at least it did when I looked at it earlier. But they interrupt so much and they end up destroying part of the argument with their attempts at humor. That it just gets lost in translation. From what I did see, they do show all of the context of what Vaush is talking about. And Keffel's got very mad. How dare you take him out of context? And Ethan replied over on Instagram saying, I showed all the context and you still came back with this? And Keffel's responding, I should just bring that one up. I don't think did I reshare that?
I think
it's funny as shit to read, man.
I think you responded to it, if nothing else.
Yeah, I think I did. Oh, I did. Yes, I did. Okay, so here is the actual discussion. You said I took clips out of context. The entire conversation revolved around showing the full context of everything so that people couldn't say I took it out of context, and you still said it. Remember that you chose to die on this lolly hill. To which Keffels replies, "Hey, H3, you didn't address anything I said." You literally said it was out of context. Anyway,
that light was always off. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm not pro lolicon, and if I thought Vaush was, I wouldn't defend him. Can you please have a discussion about this instead of putting me on blast to your 2 million Instagram followers and pedo-jacketing me? This is gross. I just want to point out that Keffels made a name for herself by blasting people who didn't do anything wrong. But she doesn't like it when people slap her with her own dick. But anyway, Ethan goes on to say, also, I offered Vaush to come on the show and explain to me and my audience what I said that was out of context or dishonest. He declined. Also, what the fuck is pedo jacketing? Why do you guys have such weird ass expressions for everything? And how often are you being accused of a pedo that you need to have a nickname for it?
He's not wrong.
He's not.
I mean, and that goes to my point earlier. I completely agree with Ethan on this. Why do you have weird terms?
Yes,
for stuff that already has names.
I just thought that was funny because you brought up the weird terms, and yeah, they really do. They got to come up.
Probably why it was on my mind because I responded to this.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah, because I said, "By jacket, do you mean straight jacket or something to that effect?"
They should be.
Yeah.
Why are you pedo jacketing me? What? Why? Yeah, why do you need a new term for calling you a pedo? Which, by the way, he didn't do in that thing.
No, he didn't. So fucking dumb. These people are so stupid. And why are you so insecure anyway? Oh yeah, you have a lot to hide. Just look at the pretty trains, Martha.
Keffels, yes, who famously said that they live near a train track, so it makes it easier to have sex with autistic people.
So they could lure them up, say, "You want to see the trains from my apartment? I have a good view."
But don't worry, they're totally being pedo jacketed. All right.
Pedo jacketed.
It was defending Luna Oi, calling me a pedo, and I explained why. Not only was it not pedophilia, but it was clipped to deny the next sentence, which was part of a broader argument against the abuse of children. So this one is like, it's not just a like you have to be charitable to believe me thing. This one's just a lie, the way it's being framed. But let's play it. I was playing Majora's Mask.
Okay, it is possible. Please right now, uncuck your dumb shit lib-cuck SJW brains. And
so the context of this, by the way, was that I was arguing how do I phrase this best? Okay. What's something that child abusers tell themselves? What's an argument that they make? What's a thing that they say to themselves to justify what they've done?
Okay. Tell me if I'm understanding what he just said wrong, okay? And I'm being serious. Let me know if you think I'm taking this out of context. What he just said is that the clip we heard was him putting himself in the mindset of people who think like that.
That's what he's now claiming. But I remember watching this and the entire thing, but not just this little segment he's playing now. And I don't remember him setting that up in any way.
Well, that's why because we are going to watch the clip, Jack. I just want to make sure that my take of what he just said there is fair. That he is saying that he put himself in their position, basically. That this isn't his argument. He's thinking about how they would say it. We're going to listen to it again. Let's see. And audience, in all seriousness, if you disagree with me, please let me know. Maybe I'm hearing it wrong.
Uncuck your dumb shit lib-cuck SJW brains. And
so the context of this, by the way, was that I was arguing how do I phrase this best? Okay. What's something that child abusers tell themselves? What's an argument that they make? What's a thing that they say to themselves to justify what they've done? Most people,
how they would justify it. He is literally saying he's making their argument for him. Does anybody disagree with that take? Give me a 2 if you disagree with that take. And seriously, Jack, if you think I'm off base here, please let me know, because that's what I heard.
No, that's how I understood it too.
Okay.
Have a pretty heavily ingrained belief that the abuse of children is bad. But a lot of people who engage in that behavior anyway will lie to themselves and say, oh, well, it's bad broadly, but in this specific instance, it's fine. You know, like, okay, broadly it's bad, but this right here, that's true love.
So he's still saying, this is what they think. They're taking this out of context. I didn't say that. I didn't say. I'm saying what they say. We're all on the same page there, right?
That's what he's saying right now. Yeah.
Okay. Well, Jack, let's go watch the actual clip, shall we?
Oh,
Let's see what he said. Now, this comes from the channel No Comment Clips. Vaush clip, full context, Vaush versus Luna Oi. I could not find the original video, or that's what we would be watching.
I think he took it down.
But this one has quite a bit of context. It comes in before he starts screaming at his audience, or right as he starts screaming at him. Here we go.
Okay, so why is it wrong to have sex with young people? Well, because generally, under most circumstances, it begets bad outcomes. Okay?
Okay, from the beginning, he is saying it's bad because it has bad outcomes. I'm with you. I'm with you.
Are you going to come to me if I have the fairy mask on? Please come. I want the health. Don't do this stupid you guys misunderstood bullshit. Oh, it's not that you guys misunderstood. I just think that this is very dumb for you to misunderstand this point. It's not like you guys misunderstood. It's just like, this is embarrassing. Okay, look, this is super duper simple, okay? Act utilitarianism is about considering the consequences of a specific action, okay? It is possible, please right now, uncuck your dumb shit libcuck fucking SJW brains and recognize this empirically correct fact that I am about to spit. It is possible for an adult and a child to have a sexual relationship and for it to have positive outcomes.
Did you hear him switch into somebody else's point of view?
I didn't hear him do that, and I didn't get any impression that he was doing that. There was no change of inflection or tone or jokey voice or anything like that. He didn't set it up that way.
On the child as well. That is possible. However, categorically, we discourage those relationships because, as a rule, it is substantially more likely that enabling them would cause harm in society.
Okay, we can finish watching the rest of it, but this is the damning part. It's not that he's saying children and adults should have sex. He's actually saying the opposite, Jack. To be fair to Vaush, he is not saying you should have sex with a child. He is saying we shouldn't have sex with children because even though he thinks it can be okay, it can have good outcomes for the child, it's bad for the kids, so we shouldn't do it. It's that but part there, it could be okay for kids. It could be good for kids, he actually says. There's no world where it's good for kids, you degenerate piece of shit.
Right.
That's the argument here. It's not that he's saying it's okay to have sex with kids. It's that he's saying that there's times where it could be okay. It just the negative overrides the positive. That's what he's saying. The fact that there is no question watching this clip that he believes, get it through your cucked libtard minds, that it's okay for kids to have sex with adults. It could be good for them. Get it through your fucking mind. And he tries to paint that as, yeah, I was putting myself into their position. No, you weren't. Because to make your argument, you don't have to put yourself in their position. If your argument is that the bad outweighs the good, you have to admit that there's good. That's you saying it. You can't make the argument that the bad outweighs the good if there's no good. Am I wrong?
Sounds correct to me.
Can you outweigh good that doesn't exist?
I doubt it. I'm not a math major. I'm not a geometrist like Gunther, but
I'd have to pull up Wikipedia and check. But this is the part that gets me about this, because he says this, and in part he is right, because there's a lot of people out there who are misconstruing what he says. In fact, we are going to watch the rest of it, Jack, because his own audience does it. Now, his own audience has a reason, and I'll get to it in a second. But
You're retarded.
No.
Oh.
Yes, but not in this case.
That's the difference between act and rule utilitarianism. An act utilitarian would say, oh, this is an instance where it was good for the adult and the minor to have sex. That would make it a good action. But the rule utilitarian, which is what I am, would say, even though that individual outcome was good, the act was still bad.
A rule utilitarian like me, or act, whichever one he says, would say, even though it was good, it's still bad. That's him.
Yep.
Because in general, in a broader application, for adults and children to have sex with one another leads to horribly destructive outcomes. For that reason, it is an unethical act.
It's unethical, even though sometimes it can be good, it's usually bad. That's his take, which still includes sometimes it's good.
So on the off chance it might help someone, we just allow everyone to engage in a generally destructive practice, except that's the literal exact opposite of what I am saying.
And this is what I was talking about. He just, what you just heard him say before he pulls his mic in to get real mad, is him reading an audience member is like, oh, so since it's good, sometimes it's okay. You and I have had this issue, Jack, where we're saying something and somebody responds to us, and it's actually, there's a little gap in when they hear it or when we see what they type. So they might not have gotten the full context of what we said.
Yeah. Sometimes there's a delay.
If you take out the last, say, 15, 20 seconds of what he said, then that comment actually lines up with what he had said to that point. And he gets mad because instead of going, no, you should have listened to the rest of what I said, is the correct answer there. But see, even his own audience misunderstood what he was saying because, yeah, he's still saying it's okay to have sex with kids. But people are missing the real problem. He's not saying it's okay to have sex with kids. What he's saying is that sometimes it can work out okay, but that doesn't override the negatives. Except the problem is it's never okay. It's never good for the kid, you fucking reject. You degenerate piece of shit. I don't understand why this is so hard to understand. And I get what he's doing, Jack. If I had said something that dumb, I would be doing my best to lie to people too. Thank you so much, Lancelot, for that feminist $12. A donation for the little one. I appreciate it, my friend. Thank you. All right. We were accused the other day of taking this very clip out of context, Jack.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Somebody in the audience said, you took that out of context. Because I said, Vaush said it can be good for kids to have sex with adults. Anybody think I took that out of context? Anyone? I'm willing to hear it. I know Vaush's bitch ass won't answer this for two reasons. One, we're not big enough, Jack. And two, I mean, we just proved that he does think that there can be good outcomes with sex with children.
Hey,
with his own words.
Oh, using his own words against him, eh? Oldest trick in the book. Quoting, you monster.
If what he said in this other video over here was true, if what he said back here was true, then he would have a point. It would be dishonest in taking him out of context. Except for that's not what happened at all. Let's go look at his description of this one more time.
Acknowledging it. I'm making it incredibly easy to clip chimp me here, right? But they're like cutting out me saying because or explaining anything. Who's Cult of Dusty? Just a content creator that I interacted with before. Oh, this is actually from a separate thing. So this one right here is 100% pure dishonesty. This is...
It's 100% pure dishonesty. Thank you, Michael. Didn't Vaush get caught with lolly porn on his computer? Yes, he did.
I talked about this with a non-compete. This was the one where non-compete was defending Luna Oi, calling me a pedo. And I explained why not only was it not pedophilia, but it was clipped to deny the next sentence, which was part of a broader argument against the abuse of children. So this one is like, it's not just a like you have to be charitable to believe me thing. This one's just a lie, the way it's been.
And again, like I said, if you listen to the actual context, it makes it worse. Because while he's saying that we shouldn't do this, he's not saying we shouldn't do it because it's always wrong. Because it's mostly wrong. Sometimes it can be good. And he's very adamant about it. He yells, "Get it through your fucking head. It's okay sometimes to bang a kid. Just not all the time, so it's bad." But anyway, listen to this. Go ahead.
How is communism winning when they're advocates for this fucking dumb?
Because their advocates are this dumb, and there's a lot of them.
Oh,
yeah.
I guess it's fair.
Communism only makes sense if you're this fucking dumb.
Being framed. But let's play it. I was playing Majora's Mask.
Okay, it is possible. Please right now, uncuck your dumb shit lib cuck SJW brains. And
so the context of this, by the way, was that I was arguing how do I phrase this best? Okay, what's something that child abusers tell themselves?
See, he was just saying what child abusers tell themselves. No, you weren't.
It's just a thought exercise, man.
You literally said it. You literally said it. Nah, bro. Nah.
Wasn't me.
Wasn't me.
The Shaggy defense.
It's out of con. I was putting myself in somebody else's shoes. No, you weren't. We just saw it. So I'm tired of this nonsense. I'm tired of this bullshit that he's taken out of context. I don't care about his dumb political takes. It's why we don't look at Vaush much, because he's actually retarded, I think. He makes Hassan seem smart sometimes.
Oh, that's so sad.
It really is. But this is the stuff that annoys me, that he can be this much of a degenerate piece of shit, sit there and lie about. Notice he tells us what he really meant. Did he show the actual clip? This is a video put up to YouTube. He could easily pause it. Now, during the stream, maybe not as easy to do, but he could have had it paused right there to go play the full context of it. Show everybody what actually happened.
He doesn't want to do that.
Yeah. Can't do that, because then people might see I'm full of shit and I never was putting myself in somebody else's shoes. That's just what he actually thinks. The dude's a fucking degenerate, man. And I'm really tired of him. And he's all over my timeline because of his horsecock folder. I don't care that he wants to have sex with horses as long as he doesn't do it.
Dude's got a lot of issues with women, I think.
I do care that he goes out there and pushes a ridiculous agenda that is bad for people. You told people that there can be good outcomes between children and adult sexual situations. And you're not taken out of context. You said something really fucking stupid thinking you were bright. You know, Jack, I saw a liberal yesterday whining. It's this liberal
standing and why
specific whine this time. It was a liberal chick saying, "Hey, the fascists are out there lifting weights. You need to be doing it too." And as you might imagine, she got some pushback because people were like, "What about cripples? Why are you being so ableist?" True story. And they come back with, we're never going to get anywhere if all you guys do is sit around doing nothing and being nihilistic. Nihilism is the root of leftism.
Absolutely. And laziness. There's lazy entitlement. Is one of their biggest problems.
Laziness comes with nihilism. Nothing matters. Why would I do anything anyway?
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, it all comes back to
some of your stuff.
Dude, I had an argument with one of these assholes not long ago, and I told him I wasn't interested in their nihilistic bullshit. And they came back with something, I'm paraphrasing, it's been a little while, but basically they said, You act like I actually care. I'm not nihilistic. I don't care. It's like, oh, wow.
That's like when an anarcho something or other tells me, we're going to have rules in the anarchy.
Yes, yeah. I'm not nihilistic. I just don't care. Like, oh, fuck. All right, I guess. I mean, that makes literally zero sense, but sure, why not? Why not? Anyway, Jack. Yeah, so this is all blowing up with this guy, and I hope finally people take a look at Vaush for what he really is.
The dumbass?
Yes, a dumbass who honestly believes that a child and an adult can have sex and it can have a good outcome. Shu's crush on him years ago is Age Like Milk. Yeah, I never quite got the Shu Vaush connection.
Yeah, especially because he was super fat then. Like, he looked like a potato with a ponytail.
You're not wrong. He has lost weight, and good for you, Vaush. Good for you. He's got his hair cut in a whole different gay way now, which is awesome. Go on. He got rid of the man bun.
Glad you're wearing a t-shirt. Good job.
He's a douchebag, and I can't believe anybody pays attention to him.
He's a spoiled little rich kid with a moderately decent vocabulary that he uses wrong sometimes. And he sounds self-assured. And that seems to be all it takes for BreadTube to give you accolades and piles of money.
How many times have I said this now? All you have to do is act just a tiny bit aggressive, and they're like, oh my God, it's a man. We desperately need one of those in our life.
Oh, you're not
wrong. Yeah. Monkey there, Paralympics. Fuck me, people are thick as pig shit sometimes. Well, in fairness to the people who said that woman was being ableist, the kind of weightlifting and stuff she was talking about, I couldn't do. What's stopping you from doing this? Mind-numbing pain. Her overall point, though, is lost because most people aren't in my position, but every one of them was like, how do you expect me to do that? I sometimes get sad. Like, relax.
I'm too mentally ill for weightlifting.
The one person like, some of us have jobs. Like, stop playing. No, you don't.
You don't have jobs. What are you, a barista? Shut up. Is that the barista that was crying on the floor that one time? 8-hour shift is hard, man. You're a barista, not a construction worker. Shut up.
Yeah.
Real quick. Thank you, Circus Zero. Never forget he tweeted that watching CP is ethically the same as using an iPhone while he was tweeting from an iPhone.
Well, that is the other argument that he makes, and it comes from a different clip. There's lots of them that we can talk about, but part of what he tries to get at there, and what he's saying in there, it's all about ethics. See, and who was that did that?
Cirque.
Cirque. Thank you for bringing that up, because it is important to point out. He is trying to make the argument that anything bad shouldn't be done. Anything that can have negative things. See? So like the iPhone thing. Yes, an iPhone can be an incredibly useful thing. It has saved lives before, Jack, because people can get 911 immediately instead of having to go find a phone booth kind of thing,
Yeah.
But kids make them. So therefore they're bad and shouldn't exist. And he takes that to child sex levels. The difference is an iPhone actually can have a good outcome. Child porn can't. Child sex can't. Adult child sex. There's no good. If two 15-year-olds want to get it on, please use a condom. But probably not in your best interest. You're too young to be trying to pretend to be an adult, but it's not the same as, their teacher doing it to them. But that's where he goes to try to make the example that, hey, Cobalt. I think Ethan brings up the Cobalt example in one of his Instagram things. Like, yeah, we can't It's not being ethically sourced right now, but we could ethically source it. So
Oh.
cobalt itself isn't wrong. It's the way it's being mined, right?
I don't know. Those kids are doing a good job.
There is nowhere where an adult having sex with a child or child pornography is a positive anywhere. But Vaush being the big brain he is and having to have the hot take, Jack. Got to have the hot take. He's all about them hot takes.
He loves hot takes.
Hot takes usually mean I'm about to say something stupid.
Yeah.
It's people who think they're clever and aren't. Hot take. Women are all stupid. They're not. You just, women don't like you because you have a little dick and little dick energy. Just saying.
Real fast. Thank you, Evolved Potato. People really need to come around to my version of nihilism. Nothing matters, so just have fun and make the most of it and live life to the fullest. Even someone who is literally diagnosed with depression like me thinks they are retarded. Yeah, nihilists are lazy people. They're just boring, lazy people with nothing interesting to add. I've known several nihilists, and they all think they're smart and deep thinkers, but they're not. They're just lazy dumbasses.
Nihilism is the atheism of science.
Yeah. And
really
embracing...
philosophy in general, I should say, instead of science. They're the atheists of philosophy.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, embracing life because, like, ultimately there's no consequence. That's more of a classical atheist philosophy. Like, there's no grand consequence. You're not going to hell. So just embrace your life. That's different than nihilism. That's not exactly nihilism. It's more of a consequence-free lifestyle.
Here's another point that contradicts Vaush's idea. You can make an iPhone with ethical means. CP cannot be. Exactly, mind rape. Exactly. The fact that he went to child porn to try to make that argument is ridiculous. There are so many other arguments you could make short of that, right? In the video that where we watched the clip, let me see. Where is that full clip? Yes, this one. If we go down to the first comment, it says, basically, like the example Vaush used in this debate with non-compete. Yes, it is wrong to kill children, but to use a more realistic example, if a group of terrorists set a bomb to detonate in several nuclear power plants around the world and said, we will detonate these as bombs unless you kill this child, then killing the child in that instance would have been, while not acceptable, tolerable in that instance because it saves lives. But the rule will still stand that to kill children is wrong. That is pushing that concept to the extreme, but at least that one does make sense. You know what I mean? Because they give an example of something absolutely horrific that would happen if you didn't kill that child.
Yeah.
You're going to kill millions of children. You still probably shouldn't kill the child, but at least he doesn't even go to something like that. He just goes to straight, child porn's unethically sourced, but so are iPhones. So you can't really make a good argument against child porn.
Yeah, he's kind of a dummy, and that's lazy edgelord stuff. We've seen better takes than that in our trolls and chat.
I argue with people like him all the time because he thinks he's so smart. Thank you, Michael, says the word you're looking for is absurdism. Probably not untrue. Oh, sorry, guys. The alert is not going off again. I'm getting there, Cirque. I'm so sorry. Thank you, Cirque. That's an argument someone who enjoys CP would make. I'm just going to be blunt about it. Look,
I have to agree.
Before the folder comes out, I would have said I think it's entirely possible for him to just be this goddamn stupid. I really do. I've argued with people like this who they don't understand how to actually make a comparison, and lefties are fucking notorious for it.
Mm-hmm.
If I got paid by the number of horrible analogies I run into, I would be rich on a beach somewhere sipping Mai Tais right now. I would not be here entertaining you wonderful. No offense, I like y'all and all, but I'd be somewhere with some big tittied woman bringing me drinks, man. After seeing that he's got Lolly on his thing, and I'm sorry, I am not buying your excuse that you thought the fat little baby looking thing was a goblin. Yeah, I think that the FBI should probably be looking at his computer for more of their stash. I mean, their evidence.
I'm surprised he didn't pull what most celebrity types pull. I was doing research for a book.
Yeah. At least that would have but see, that's why I don't think that he did it on accident. I think he thought, I'll get people talking about it. I'll show my porn folder. Because
I absolutely agree.
People like Fuentes, apparently Alex Jones too. I saw in the H3 they mentioned Alex Jones showed his porn. These people have survived it, but those people, even Nick, he had his Catboy stuff on there, but as far as I know, nobody can show that they were underage, right?
Yeah.
He just hung around Alexander Ali and defended the guy who was trying to pick up boys. But the porn itself just gave him a shot in the arms. Everybody went to see, who's this Nick guy who's got porn out there? One, who the fuck is saving porn on their computer? Seriously. Why are you doing that? It is 2024. You're not waiting 6 minutes for the image to load anymore. That shit pops up instantly.
No, I disagree. No, sometimes you have to have some because the good stuff is often hid behind a paywall after a while.
I suppose.
Look, some of my favorite Kenzie Reeves clips used to be free, and now they're behind a paywall, and I ain't paying $10 a month to see that bitch getting railed in my favorite clip. It's not worth it.
I bet if you did a Google search, you could find it for free.
I bet that requires a lot more effort than I'm willing to put in.
Well, in that case, never have your screen shared.
I never share my porn. I mean, who's forgets to take their porn down? I mean, yeah, it's possible you could accidentally screen present some open browser tab, but why would you have your porn folder open? If you have a folder full of porn, it should be buried on your computer so nobody finds it if you accidentally die, and until your porn buddy can show up and delete it off your computer.
I look, if you got your reasons, you got your reasons. I'm saying it's 2024, and you can go find whatever porn you want for free at the drop of a hat. You don't even got to do that much searching. I run it. Okay, the other day it was my fault because there was a hashtag I didn't recognize, Jack. And it was hashtag dick. Not like dick hole or anything that I would notice, but as soon as I clicked on it, I'm like, oh fuck, and clicked right back off because immediately there was a dick on my computer. But you can accidentally find porn.
Oh, absolutely. A lot of the porn places now use hashtags that are trending so that you'll see some boobies if you're just looking up like hashtag beaver or something.
Hashtag Super Bowl here, titties. Like, thank you, but I was actually looking for something about the game.
Nope, Super Bowl shaped titties.
They don't even do that, man. Half the time, there's no way to relate it. No way. They just were like, "Oh, this is trending. I'm gonna show my balls." Anyway, hashtag dick. Really, it was dick something. It was. I forget what the rest of the word was. But look, I had that same feeling when I clicked on it and dick popped up. I was like, this one's on me. This one is on me. But when I look up hashtag Ethan, that was trending today. And if you scroll through it, there's a dick in it. Now, in fairness, Ethan Klein is a dick, but I mean, there's an actual penis. And I don't think you can say, hey, you looked at hashtag Ethan, you should have known. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, there's probably a porn star named Ethan or named as Wiener Ethan. So I guess statistically. I guess.
But look, in that case, I admonished myself at the time, like, yeah, you should have known. The fact that the letters D-I-C-K were together, you should have known. It could have even been hashtag we won't show dick in here, and dick will be in there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you're right. It was my fault, but Who are you going for? Niners or Chiefs? Oh, the Chiefs. The Chiefs. 100%. Mahomes and company. I think it's going to be a tighter game than most people are thinking. I see a lot of people, even me, I jokingly put a blowout score like 35-14 on Twitter. But I just did that so I could do the other part of my prediction that people just won't shut the fuck up about Taylor.
It's because the Swifties will storm the field if the 49ers win. And I think there may be some sort of riotous action if they don't win, because Taylor might cry, and God forbid that happens.
Well, people are upset because, oh my God, they showed Taylor at the Chiefs games. Well, how about this? Don't watch the Chiefs games. But it's the football. Shut up. You know what's going to happen. Why are you watching? It upsets you that much. Why are you watching? And why are you mad that these two people have found love? Why does that bother you so much? But then they take it from just that, Jack, to no. I don't know if you've seen this, Jack. This is a real conspiracy theory out there that the NFL is using Taylor Swift to push Joe Biden.
I heard it was the CIA, but it's each their own.
Oh, for real? Y'all, some of y'all just go too hard. I don't like Taylor Swift's music. I don't like seeing the woman. The only time I've actually liked seeing her is this story with Travis Kelce, because I think it's such a cute story, Jack. This fucking NFL player who has no reason to think Taylor Swift would give a shit about him. He's like, I'm going to reach out to Taylor Swift. And he ends up plowing her. Good on him.
Well, to be fair, it seems like that's a fairly revolving door.
Fair.
And he's got a lot of money and fame, and he's fairly muscular. So, I mean, he's probably got all three of the sixes that women look for.
He was asked the other day during the Super Bowl pregame crap that's been going on what he's learned with his relationship with Taylor. And he says there's a difference between NFL fame and Taylor Swift fame.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Taylor Swift is way more famous than he is. But
yeah, he is famous, and she did not help him in NFL circles because he's Travis fucking Kelce. But on the world stage, yeah, it's a whole big difference.
Yeah. Good for him, I guess. She'll probably get a double album out of this relationship. I don't know. I think dating Taylor Swift is probably one of the riskiest things you could do, because if you break up, you're going to have like 1 million stalkers. Just as Jake Gyllenhaal, although he screwed her over legitimately. Swifties are incredibly psycho people, and they're very, very sketch. So I would be hesitant to date a celebrity of any magnitude near what Taylor Swift has.
Danger says the NFL, which has pushed political messages, would never push a political message. I didn't say they'd never push a political message. Can somebody show me where the NFL has used her to push one?
I don't know, but I sense that a lot of men are sad around her.
It's just weird watching how pissed off people are about Taylor Swift being at Chiefs games. And oh my God, occasionally they swing the camera up there to see what she's doing. I don't care what they're doing in that box. The only time that I've cared is his brother plays for the Eagles, right? And they were in the playoffs. They get knocked out. So he goes to the next Chiefs game in Buffalo, and he gets drunk. And this is the first time he meets his brother's girlfriend, Taylor Swift. He gets absolutely ripped, gets half naked, jumps out of the box, and is running around the stands.
That's weird.
He was just having a good time watching his brother win. And the great part about that is the story. He told his wife, he goes, look, I'm going to do this. He goes, I know you're going to get mad, and I'm not asking permission. I'm just letting you know it's going to happen. And I respect that.
Yeah, absolutely. You could forgive me in advance or not, whatever. It still happened.
Yeah, he didn't go like, hey, baby, do you mind if I do this? He's just like, I don't want to let you know you're probably going to be mad at me, okay?
Yeah.
But it's still going to happen.
Real quick, thank you, Alan, for the generous donation. It says, morning, Jack. Good morning, Alan. Hope you're doing well. No, I'm firmly convinced that the NFL is just using this as a publicity stunt. Is she a psyop? Yes. I rule nothing out. MK Ultra was a real thing, but it's obvious they're going to make the most of it because she's going to the games. She's got an incredibly huge fan base, and it's going to boost their numbers and hence ad revenue. But why would you not take advantage of that situation if you're the NFL?
My entire life, the NFL has been trying to get more women viewers, and nothing has worked. And suddenly Taylor Swift falls into their lap. You'd have to be a fucking asshole not to play that up. You'd have to be trying to actively sabotage the NFL to not play that up.
Yeah, look, she's okay looking. She's getting kind of old, but whatever. I get it.
But see, that's the point. The pushing her is not for the male fans. It's hey, women. Even Taylor Swift likes the NFL.
No, she doesn't. She likes her boyfriend playing.
Yeah, lots of women like watching football because of their men.
Yay, run down the field. Yay.
Look, let me tell you something. I don't know how often you've interacted with female fans of football. They make the male fans look downright sane.
Because
they may not strip off their shirts and paint their chest the team colors, but they will stab a bitch.
Yeah, women are very violent.
They are some of the most diehard fans you will find. My older brother was always the most annoying football fan I ever met until I met a female football fan. Now, my mom was a female football fan, but not to the same degree. She mostly liked football to fuck with my dad, because my dad liked football. And that's just like a family joke, being that we lived in California. One would take the Raiders, the other would take the Chargers. And yeah, she just did it to fuck with him. But seriously, go on to Twitter and follow any of the chicks who do football stuff. Like, oh fuck, what's her name? That really cute chick. I'll get you the names later, Jack. But watch them on game day, man. Their fucking Twitter feeds are scary. They're like, I'll kill a motherfucker. Like, calm down, baby. It's a game. It's a game.
No, the women are all about team sports.
Robin says that most NFL will use Taylor Swift to boost, or is using Taylor to boost ratings. It's exactly what they're doing. There's a theory out there right now, Jack, that the NFL, since it's all rigged, by the way, their whole color scheme got blown to shit this year. Like, no, the last two things, they've shown us in advance who's going to be in the Super Bowl. Didn't happen this year.
Well, that's because people figured it out.
So well, it didn't happen. It didn't happen the year that the Eagles went either, although they claim it did, because the Eagles' main color is green, Jack, and it's a green. The Super Bowl color that year was the color of the Miami Dolphins green. It was a teal. It wasn't green. Like, see, it was green. They were letting us know, wink, wink. But what they say is the Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl, and Travis Kelce is going to get down on his knees and propose to Taylor Swift, and she's going to say yes, and that you should support Biden. I'm not making that up. I've read that repeatedly.
She has terrible choice in men, so why would you listen to anything she says?
How do you get that far gone?
Look, I'm not opposed to thinking that the NFL is fixed. I'm not opposed to that at all. But to think that they're going to this level, I don't think so. The fun part of conspiracy theories is the suspension of disbelief. And once you start getting into the unrealistic, how many people would have to be involved in this to pull this off and it not get leaked? Yeah. So I think they're just opportunistically mooching off of her fame because she shows up.
Viking says, look at the betting lines. That's where I'll argue that the NFL is fixed. I would not be shocked to find out that there was some scandal involving referees and betting odds, specifically the spread, which is the only thing they really could adjust, which is why if you bet the spread, you're an idiot. But outside of that, going to they're like, professional wrestling is fake. Yeah, it's literally scripted. It is literally scripted.
Did anybody think that was real? I mean,
so the idea that, and you can control that easier. It's 1, 2. 5 people that you have to control. Excuse me. You don't have to do much to control those circumstances. Do you know how much you have to? No, they script the entire game. There are 22 players on the field on any given play. You have another, 5 or 6 referees. It's all on fucking camera from 8, 10, 12 different angles, depending on which channel you're watching it on. Yeah, they probably scripted it. Yeah, okay. On this one, I want you to throw it way over his head as he runs a slant 30 yards down. That's insane. I want you guys to completely miss him on this. No, it doesn't happen. It is not set up that way. And if you believe that, as Jack said, I like conspiracy theories, Jack. I do. I like going down that rabbit hole. But you suspend disbelief while you're in the rabbit hole, and then you turn disbelief back on and come back to the real world. And when it comes to the NFL, it's not possible. I did when I look at wrestling like I do movies. Yeah, exactly. And most of us as kids thought wrestling was real until we were told wrestling is fake, and then we realized it. Oh, you're right.
Yeah, it's like live action superheroes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's entertainment. Those guys really do abuse the shit out of their bodies. There's no way to fake jumping off the top turnbuckle onto a table on the floor. But they do it in a way that does the least damage. They're actually trained to land a certain way to do the least amount of damage to each other. And the end is fixed. Did you see that video that I shared of a wrestler? He goes to jump.
The one that landed on his neck. Oh my God. Yeah.
He goes to jump off the top rope. And what's scripted is for the guy to roll out of the way and for him to kind of land flat. But instead, he actually hit his head and bent his neck and knocked himself out. And
probably
the other
paralyzed himself too.
Probably did. The other wrestler didn't realize it. It was fucking funny. I really miss conspiracy videos on YouTube. Haven't seen any besides Mandela crop up lately. Mandela crap lately. Sorry. I don't think I've even seen that.
A lot of the stuff got demonetized, so they kind of hide the results. So you have to look for specific people that do that sort of stuff. There used to be a lot more people doing it because, they could make money doing it, but now you really can't. So, yeah, a lot of the good conspiracy stuff's gone. I think David Icke is still around. That's about it.
You can still do it. It's how you do it. All right. We're not going to show the whole video. I'm just going to show how this guy landed on his neck because somebody said that sounds horrific. This is him landing. Whoopsie. Somebody came up short in their rotation.
He landed very poorly.
Yeah, he was out. And the dude in blue there, he tries crawling up on the turnbuckle, and the ref is like, don't do it. And the doctor's in the ring like, don't fucking do it. He's like, get out of the way. Like, nah, bro, you won. He knocked himself the fuck out.
Yeah, I think that looked like a very serious neck injury to me.
It really did. There's a big doing. Speaking of wrestling, Jack, we don't talk about wrestling around here. I do still kind of pay attention to wrestling. I don't ever watch it. I just follow the storylines, mostly on Twitter, because some of it is still interesting. And one that's going on right now, The Rock is coming back to the WW. Is it E? It used to be F, and they changed it to E because the World Wildlife Fund. Yeah, because you were totally losing money because of wrestling, Panda Bears. But the WWF had to change their name to the WWE. Vince McMahon just stepped down as their CEO after coming back for only a year.
Well, he had that little rape scandal.
He's got a rape scandal going along.
I was sex trafficked by Vince McMahon.
Now, I don't know that that's true, but Vince McMahon has settled $15 million worth of sexual assault claims throughout his career. And maybe he was just like, I got enough money, make this go away. I didn't really do it, but I'd rather just get out of the press. I don't know if he did it or not. I'm not saying where there's smoke, there's fire. I'm just saying there's a lot of smoke. And this bad bad time for them, and WrestleMania is coming up. So they brought The Rock back to fight Roman Reigns instead of Dusty Rhodes' kid doing it. It's weird, man. The Rock is now a board member for the WWE. Well, I imagine that was part of him coming back was, look, I'm going to make a lot more money than I used to.
Well, McMahon was already transitioning out, and they were bringing The Rock and some other guy in. So that was already in place like a while back. So I read an article on this.
Yeah, I read several of them the other day, and then I read another one today. That's where I saw that he settled $15 million worth of suits out of court. Like, God damn, Vince. You're Vince McMahon. Can't you pay? You could get it so much cheaper if you just paid for it up front.
Probably.
You know what I'm saying?
Sign some NDAs. I got to go, but if you're still on in half an hour, I'll be back.
Cool.
So I'll catch you guys later if Monkey decides to end the stream and not let me back on.
Drive safe.
Oh, yeah. Always do. See you guys.
See ya. The Rock isn't wrestling Roman Reigns now. Cody Rhodes is because fans went ballistic. Oh, did they change it? I didn't catch up on that part. Fake is the wrong term for wrestling. It's staged combat style theater. Well, I would still call that fake. I mean, it's staged. Staged means fake. That what you're seeing while they're really doing that, the outcome is predetermined, and that makes it fake. If the outcome is predetermined, it's fake. I get what you're saying, because too many times people don't give wrestlers enough credit. These are very athletic dudes. You have to be to do some of the shit that they do. Yeah, when they're slinging each other into the ropes and stuff, that's not as much. But getting flipped on your back, that fucking hurts. It's a stunt show. Yes, exactly. But yeah, it's all predetermined, which I don't have a problem with. It's entertainment. That's what it's there for. And I'm okay with entertainment. I don't get the people who get violently angry if you call it fake, because it is. It's like watching a soap opera. It's physical soap opera is what it is. To the point, I mean, I remember my mom watched Days of Our Lives when I was young, and I became a fan of it. I was a sickly kid. I was home a lot. So I saw a lot of Days of Our Lives. And then my teenage years come and go. And then me and my wife were settling down, and she liked Days of Our Lives. We sit there and I'm like, wait a minute, isn't this the same storyline that was going on a decade ago? And it's amazing how much of that stuff happens in wrestling too. The reason they hate fake is because they actually get injured doing that stuff. Yeah, and that's what I mean. What they're doing isn't fake. Even okay, take when somebody gets hit with a chair. There's a reason they hit them with the chair the way they do. You'll notice they hit them in the flat of the back with the flat part of the chair. That's because that's how you do the least damage hitting somebody with a chair. You hit them over the head, you can severely hurt their neck. You hit them flat on the back, and it takes a lot of the force out of it. You spread the force across the widest part of the body. It's simple physics, really. And they're still getting hit with a chair, and there is still pain there. But it's not like if you turn the chair sideways and hit him across the spine. That's a whole different thing. The wrestler landed on his head was Brock Lesnar in his match in WrestleMania 19 versus Kurt Angle for the WWE Championship. Not the one we just watched. The one we just watched is some fly-by-night wrestling organization. The masked wrestler looks like Mystico. Because don't we see the actual guy? That's not Kurt Angle, is it? It's been a while since I've seen him, so hang on. Let's pull this up where we can actually, because isn't he wearing a mask too? No, he's not. But this is like some Mexican thing. This does not look like WrestleMania to me, huh, homie? I'm just saying. I know who was the wrestler that died in what was it? Not a ladder match. Was it a scaffold match? Anyhow, what Kevin Randleman did to Fedor was real. I'm not familiar. please understand when I say I still follow wrestling, it's very much on a very broad level. When there's a major thing that happens, like WrestleMania pops off or something like that. Owen Hart, yes, thank you. He's the one that, excuse me, almost choked on my own saliva there. He's the one that passed away from a wrestling stunt gone wrong. Like I said, the stuff is still really dangerous. It's not like calling it fake means they're not actually doing stuff. It's really, really sad that they don't get the appreciation they deserve for their athleticism, but that doesn't make it any more real. Power bombs are painful if done incorrectly. My 250-pound cousin did one on me in the street. Oh my God. I woke up shaking much later, I imagine. Vince tried to make the wrestlers go out like nothing happened. Oh, after Owen died? I watched the pay-per-view when that happened. It wasn't shown, but they described it. Was that not live? That was WrestleMania from Wish.com. Yeah, I remember when it happened. There's other who I was reading about the stuff going on with The Rock coming back, and I didn't realize that Dusty Rhodes' younger son was in wrestling now. Cody, is that what he goes by? I remember Dustin from way back in the AWA, NWA, or ACA. Is it ACA? The AWA and the NWA. They were kind of the same thing. Jim Hornet, whatever his name was, Productions. And when Dusty was in there, the American Dream, and his son Dustin comes in. And I remember during one of the interviews, I think it was way back during the Four Horsemen reign, one of them called him the human Q-tip. Cornette, thank you, Cornette. Yeah, they called Dustin Rhodes the human Q-tip, and I've never forgot that. It just always makes me fucking laugh. Oh my God. What Hulk Hogan did to Love Sponge's wife was real. That is true. WCW, that was another thing. Yeah, because AWA, WCW, and the NWA, they all tended to share wrestlers. It was hard to keep them separate, where like at the time it was the WWF. They were strictly WWF. But you might like see the Rock and Roll Express one time on an AWA broadcast and then on the next time on a WCW one. If anyone thinks no one gets hurt, look no further than Mick Foley. I'm not familiar with that case. People really do get hurt though, yeah. All right, what else we got going on? Oh, your boy Pat is on Twitch. Guys, go follow your boy Pat on Twitch. I retweeted this earlier today, but if you're not following, just go give him a follow. Watch, of course, but go out there. And why will this not let me do it over on Rumble? Uh-oh, my Rumble chat is broke. That's not cool. It won't let me type messages into my Rumble chat. Uh-oh. Am I down on Rumble? Shit. Let's go find out. Guys, this was not a planned broadcast. I was not planning on... I'm guessing that I've missed a lot over there. Why is my Rumble chat broken? There we go. Stop it. Okay. Sorry. Go check out Pat's channel. Still figuring it out. I had to get a new headset to try and stop the game from echoing. Oh, were you having echo problems when you're playing? Using your... If you need any help, Pat, let me know. I stream over there quite often. If I can help you in any way, let me know, my friend. Pat now has 34 followers. Come join in. Indeed. Just go join the channel. You don't have to become a follower. If you want to become a subscriber over there, please do. But following costs nothing. So go follow our boy Pat over there. All right. What else did I want to talk about tonight? Like I said, I really didn't plan on this stream. I had told Jack we were taking the night off, and because I was going to sleep. Super Bowl's today. The family's going to be over. The Super Bowl in my house is kind of a celebration. And yeah, so we all get together, and I want to be awake for the baby and everything. And I was a little bit tired. So I fuck it, let's go to bed. And I screwed everything else up. So here I am awake at 6 in the morning. I'll probably get tired in about an hour. Go Niners. Look, if the Niners win, I'm not going to be like really upset because I'm not invested in either team. I like the Chiefs. I really like Patty Mahomes. I love Kelsey's attitude. I love watching that guy and his brother talk. But if the Niners win, I'll be okay with it. This is another one of those Super Bowls where I don't hate either team. It's not the Patriots, you know. Streaming from console, sometime the game commentary will echo, but I think I figured it out. Oh, cool. All right. Yeah, I can't wait to watch. I love football. I still love football, even with what the NFL has become. Luckily, they've toned down a lot. I saw an article today because they're going to do the Black National Anthem again. The Black National Anthem is the same as the White National Anthem. Okay, Black people and white people, we're from the same country. We're the same nationality. If you're American, you're American. There is no separate fucking thing. And if you want to say, well, this is a song that means a lot to Black people, that's fine. But just the very notion of a Black national anthem is insulting. I don't care that the NFL wants to do it, especially because they did it last year. It's not like they just added it this year. They're like, no, we're blacking it up this year. If they gave us a woman's national anthem, that would be different. That would be new wokeism. I thought segregation was bad. No, Pat, not when they're doing it for your good. See, they're looking out for you, my Negro friend. They're making sure you understand that you and I are different people. It's fucking retarded. Your national anthem is the same as mine. And there's songs that have significance to me that I'm sure don't have significance to other people. It doesn't make it a national fucking anthem. And it is fucking racist to go out there and go, Black people have their own national anthem. No, they don't, because they're Americans. And America has a national anthem. That's what it fucking means. It's the song of the nation. Fucking retards. Oh. Black National Anthem is cringe. Little hat America. Fuck yeah. I'm not even sure what all that means. Division is your strength. Yeah, no. Our diversity is our strength. Instead of saying division, they use the word diversity. No rich white woman should ever talk about others' problems ever. I mean, they can talk about it. They just need to get up off their high horses about it. How long before the women's national anthem or the illegal immigrant national anthem, stuff like this always ends bad? I'm pretty sure there's probably already a feminist national anthem, a women's one. I Am Woman, Hear Me Roar, or some stupid shit like that. As for the illegal immigrant national anthem, which group of immigrants, right? It used to be, despite what they tried telling us, it was mostly Mexicans coming across the border. And then they're like, no, it's other people. And suddenly it was mostly other people. Weird how that happened, right? But yeah, it used to be whatever. What is Mexico's national anthem? All Hail the Cartel? I don't know what their national anthem even is. Behind every major problem in America is an uppity liberal white woman. Fact. You're not wrong. Oh my God. La cucaracha. Do you guys remember how old you were when you found out La cucaracha was the cockroach? I was probably 8 or 9 when I heard it. Tequila, stop it. That would be great if that was actually their national anthem. We'd never hear it because they don't do well in the Olympics, though. I'm a white man, hear me snore. Yeah. You guys watching the game today? How many of you guys are still football fans? I know a lot of you weren't to begin with, but si se pueda? I don't know how you say. I can't pronounce that third word even with my minimum Spanish. I know si se. Yes. No. What does puedo mean? No idea. Anyway, watching for bets. That's fair enough. Do you like football at all, or is it just for the betting? I hope it's a good game. I hope that we don't end up with some kind of, oh my God, there was just this one play and that changed the whole game, because I'm so sick of that whiny shit. Every game, hear me, people, every game has at least one bad call in it. Every game has at least one holding that's missed. Every game has something. And if that's all you can point to why your team lost, then your team did not do very well. Your team should not come down to there was one call and that's why we lost. There are times, like if you look at the Raiders-Patriots game, where they bring out the snowplow to clean off the field so the Patriots can kick their football for the field goal that puts them ahead to send them to the Super Bowl. All right, in that case, I'll give you that shouldn't have happened, and it did change the game. But the simple fact of the matter is, if the Raiders had another touchdown, that field goal doesn't matter. If they'd stopped them one more time, that field goal doesn't matter. If they stopped them 10 yards back, that field goal doesn't matter. Oh, Raider fans will get mad. I'm going to get stabbed. I got to be careful. My brother's a Raiders fan. Oh, I can't wait till next year. Harbaugh in charge of the play calling for the Chargers. I don't necessarily think he's going to turn things around immediately. I think probably it's a rebuilding year without actually needing to rebuild, because the Chargers are pretty decent. Although I did see that they're looking at trading Bosa. Chargers have a salary cap issue, and they're going to have to cut something. And I mean, I could see getting rid of Bosa if you get some really good receivers and maybe a lineman for him. But I think this is going to be a rebuilding year. And 2 years from now is when I'm really going to be looking to see how Harbaugh's doing. You might actually win a game or two, Monkey. Yeah, maybe. It's sad, man. Justin Herbert is too good to be taking losses like they are. He can't do it all on his own, and he's trying to. And that doesn't mean that there's not my Aunt Bert Lou would fuck you up talking bad about the Cowboys. May she rest in peace. Right. I said this earlier. Women football fans are the worst. They're the ones you really need to watch out for with toxic fans. But yeah, them girls are crazy. The Chargers, yeah, just 2 years for that, unfortunately. But yeah, poor Justin. He's got like Keenan Allen, who's a really great receiver. But he gets hurt a lot, man. Allen's out more than he's in, it seems, these days. Running back, he's in like one play out of every 8. He's good when he's in there, but he's small, and he's just taking a beating in the NFL, and he can't do it like he did. Harbaugh will have him on top of the AFC West within 2 years. He might. I mean, they have the talent. It's gonna depend on the Spanos family. I'm interested to see how Detroit does next year, because they did well, and trading for Goff was a good idea, even though Goff has had some of his own problems when he was in LA. And then, they make the quarterback trade, and the Rams go and win the Super Bowl that year. And they've done okay since, but who's their quarterback? The one that came from Detroit. I forget his name right now. But he's also been hurt quite a bit, and it sucks. Is the Jacksonville Jaguars still? Yeah, Jags still exist. They were in the hunt, last year? They didn't have as good a year this year, if I'm remembering correctly. Because don't they have that long-haired quarterback? Cut your hair, hippie. Stafford, Matt Stafford, that's who it is, from Detroit, who went out to LA and wins his Super Bowl. And Lion fans like, oh my God. And a lot of people looked at that as though that means Jeff Goff wasn't that good. It's Jeff, right? But that Goff isn't that good. He actually is a good quarterback. He's in the NFL. He's not horrible. But he's also playing for the Lions. As a Charger fan, let me tell you, I understand. I have a kinship with Lions fans. Hippies are annoying. That's just fact. Jared Goff. Thank you. He needs his defensive assistant with him from his time at the Niners. Talking about Harbaugh. I mean, I'm sure he'll pull in his own people. The Chargers, I mean, like pulling Staley in. Staley seems like a really nice guy, but why? Based on what? And when you see him make bad decision after bad decision after bad decision, eventually you do have to go, what the fuck happened? And they waited too long. He probably shouldn't have been brought back. He probably needs to, he might be a good coach someday in the NFL, but he needs more learning. Check your slabs. Oh, I'm so sorry. Stupid thing is not giving me alerts. So I apologize that it's taken this long. Thank you. Thank you so much. Keldrick, thank you, says, choking on saliva is kind of gay, Monk. It's not as gay as choking on sperm, which I've never even had the opportunity to do. Alan, thanks so much. He says, morning, Monkey. Good morning, sir. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, football. I don't talk much about football around here. I know it's not the most favorite topic of folks around here, but I do love it, and I will talk about it when I damn well please. Just fucking with you. I would still talk about it, but I haven't had a lot to talk about it the last couple of years. I haven't paid as much attention. I far more than I do wrestling, I'll put it that way, but I haven't been invested as much because the Chargers are so disappointing to me. They had so much potential. And last year, I think, broke me a little bit because they lost so many games that they should have won. And they were leading, and then it was like they gave up at halftime. And I just got a little dejected, if I'm being honest. I used to have Jacksonville Jaguars starter jacket back in the 90s. Man, starter jackets, I miss them. I remember starter. Those are still around, right? Chargers need an O-line. Chargers need, yeah. This year was bad for Herbert, man. He got sacked quite a few times. And he keeps getting just destroyed. Squandered a lot of Herbert's peak years. I disagree with that. He's only in year 3, and typically peak years are like, 5 to 10. You got to give him time to get used to the league. Somebody like Patrick Mahomes or even Purdy, who's the quarterback for the Niners going into this game, a second-year quarterback going to the Super Bowl is not common. Usually your quarterback is year 4, 5, 6. He's got a lot of time left if he doesn't get destroyed. What do you think of Brock Purdy being the final pick out of 262 to where he is now? For those of you who don't know, in the NFL draft, the last person selected is known as Mr. Irrelevant. And Brock Purdy, it's Brock, right? Yeah, Brock Purdy. I know last names a lot better than I do first names, just saying. But anyway, he was the last pick of the NFL draft 2 years ago. So it's Mr. Irrelevant. And if I remember correctly, this is the first time Mr. Irrelevant has started in the NFL or in the Super Bowl. So I here's why I'm picking the Chiefs over the Niners. It's because Brock Purdy is in his second year. He's Mr. Irrelevant. He's playing way above where any Mr. Irrelevant typically does. And as young as he is, even though they've had some comebacks, if you go back to like when Mahomes wins his first Super Bowl, right? The playoffs, they were getting their ass kicked. Good morning, Nuts. How you doing, sweetie? They're getting their ass kicked in every playoff game. And they come back. And that builds a lot of confidence. I'm not seeing the same level of confidence coming out of San Francisco that I did coming out of the Chiefs that year. So if things go even a little bit bad, I have a feeling that Purdy will do what you expect Mr. Irrelevant to do. I could be wrong, but what I expect to happen is Chiefs go up by a couple of touchdowns and the Niners just fall apart. We'll see though. Shanahan system, what for why Purdy's doing so well? Anytime there's a new system, remember the run and gun? That was the big one there for a while. Fuck. Everybody starts copying the system and not everybody is successful in it. So we'll see what happens. It'll take the cheat a few years to get your Chargers to the playoffs. Why are you calling them a cheat? No, the Chargers should be in the playoffs. They should have been this year. They should have been last year. They have the talent. They just didn't have the coach. We'll see what happens. Check your money hole. Thank you. Let me get over that. Sorry, guys. Oh, look, this one off. I mentioned that it's not going off, and it goes off. Fucking asshole. I don't know if you guys can hear that when that comes through. Thank you, Ball Potato. I'd suck a dick right now if I could. They just wouldn't let me. Ranting Monkey 2021. Yeah, again, you can clip me. There's lots of stuff that I say, and there's things you can get me saying that are truly horrible and not taken out of context, but most of the worst stuff you could ever get me saying is 100% out of context. Mike, what are we talking about with your hair? Marty Moore, a special teams player, became the first Mr. Irrelevant to play in a Super Bowl with the Patriots in Super Bowl 31. First Mr. Irrelevant to win a Super Bowl with New England. Okay. A special teams player, I don't consider that. Okay. So he's not the first one to win a Super Bowl or play in a Super Bowl. He's the first starting quarterback who was a Mr. Irrelevant in a Super Bowl. He's the first meaningful person as Mr. Irrelevant in the Super Bowl. We hear your audio ducking when you get a notification. Yeah, and I don't know why that's happening. I understood it when we're on the AT&T, but over here, it really shouldn't happen like that. You guys are talking about having long hair. As men, do you like having long hair? I think one of the great things about being a man is that it's accepted that I have short hair and I don't have to fucking deal with it. I keep my hair cut short, and when it gets long, it actually annoys me. But the main reason I keep it cut short, it's not just because I'm handsome with short hair. I really am, but it's so I don't have to fucking do anything with it. I don't want to fucking brush my hair every day. Fuck that. Why people hate Taylor Box? I want to come and stop it. How dare you? I got tired of getting colds, hence I stopped getting haircuts. Has it helped? Keeping your head warmer? Has that helped? Did you try knit caps? I don't see Tim Pool sick very often. I only have long hair when I forget to go to the barber. I don't like getting my hair cut. It doesn't take that long, especially for me. I go into the barber's I want about 1.5 inches on top, 4 blade on the sides. So it doesn't take that long, but it's an inconvenience I don't want to fucking deal with. I still want my baldness that my mom promised me. Mom always, you were bald as a baby. You're going to be bald when you get older. I don't know why a mom would say that to a child, but she said it on a fairly regular basis. And it hasn't turned out that way. I have a full head of fucking hair, man. Be thankful you have hair. I have to wear a hat when it gets cold. Well, again, I still get cold with hair, man. I put on a hat when it's cold. I cut my own hair. It's not who cuts it, Libra, because Lady Monkey typically cuts my hair for me. So it's not like I even have to go to a barber anymore. But it's like, that's 10 minutes I could be playing a video game or watching TV or, just chatting with my wife casually. I don't like having to go get haircuts. It's an inconvenience for me. Welcome back, sir.
Oh, good to be back. How's everybody doing? Did I miss anything exciting?
We were talking football, so nothing you wanted to hear.
Boring.
Plus I look good with both short and long hair, even without brushing it at all. Well, you must have gay hair like me. My hair looks good long. I just don't like it long because then I have to. When it gets long enough, I do start looking like Nick Nolte and Down and Out in Beverly Hills. But until it's 4 or 5 inches long, it mostly takes care of itself. I occasionally have to run a brush through it, but I don't like having to. When it's really short, I don't got to do shit. You talk to your wife? Holy heck. Yes, I do. I like my wife. She's a sweetheart. Monkey, you may start lose it later. Mine started when I hit 60. Yeah, but here's the thing. My little brother started going bald when he was like 16.
Yeah, I had a buddy named Drew. He was bald when he was like 19, like full on looked like he was 40 bald.
Yeah, my brother started shaving his head when he was like 20, I think it was, because of how bald he was. And I envy him. And I realize you have to, but see, if I was bald like that, I wouldn't shave my head. I'd wear the little side hair thing.
Yeah, just cut it really short like Captain Picard used to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So little to deal with.
Yeah, you save a fortune on shampoo.
Although I do have to respect Danny DeVito for growing that shit long.
Looking insane. Yeah.
Yes.
That's kind of been his shtick since Taxi.
There's times where he cuts it short and he actually looks like a normal person, or at least it's slicked back, like in Ordinary People, or even in parts of Taxi. But like if you watch Always Sunny, which I know you do, there are certain seasons where his hair's got to be 8 to 12 inches long.
Yeah. Yeah. See, the problem you run into when you're bald, and as somebody that's going bald, I can relate. You end up with bozo hair if you get it too long.
Yep.
Where you start to look like bozo. So you have to, if you're going to keep the sides and not shave it completely so you look like Charlie Brown, you have to have it short.
Yes. Otherwise, you look insane.
Yeah, you look weird or like a 1970s lawyer.
As I said, insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or Ron Jeremy, that's fair too. Yeah.
Yeah, the hedgehog, the rapey hedgehog.
My dad has a really annoying bald spot on the side of his head, but nowhere else. One of my best friends, he had a white spot on his head.
Oh.
Like right behind his right ear and a little up, maybe the size of a pool ball. Just a white spot his entire life. Wow. I'm guessing his mom hit him with a broom or something.
Yeah, it's probably some traumatic incident.
Yeah. So I wonder if that's the thing with your dad. Did he get some kind of trauma as a child?
I know my cat had a white patch from where she had her neutering surgery.
Really?
Yeah. It wasn't there before she got neutered, but when she got neutered, there was a white triangle right where they cut her up.
Dude, I don't even know what color Phoebe is. I don't know how to describe her anymore. She looks like somebody threw all the colors together and shook it up and made my cat.
You got the Technicolor Dream Cat?
Yes. She's got a little bit of the orange. She's brown. She's got white. There's dark gray and light gray. The only thing that's not there is stark black.
I think they just call those calicos.
She almost looks calico, but it looks like she wanted to be calico, but like she was also mixed with a Russian blue and they're fighting each other.
So she's a non-committal calico.
Yes. Because the one color of orange that she has, you usually only see on a calico. It's not like a red cat. It's the calico has a very specific orange, but it's like diluted and spread over her belly. It's really weird.
That kind of is weird, yeah.
My cat has very special rules, Jack. And I know people are, hey, that's just cat. No, I need y'all to hear me with this cat. Lady Monkey got to see it in action this morning when I picked up Phoebe. And I told you, usually I pick up Phoebe and she lays across my left shoulder, right? And then if she wants to be held like a baby, she'll push back so that her head is in the crook of my right arm. So you get the thing. Well, I picked her up today and just immediately put her the other way with her head on the left. And she started biting the shit out of me until I repositioned her where she was laying on the shoulder. Let me just prove it to Lady Monkey. I laid her back the other way to show, see, she's fine with being held like this as long as her head's on the right side.
Your cat's just spoiled, dude.
She is. She really is. This cat has to smell everything we eat. If she sees you with food, she insists on smelling it.
Do I want that? No, you can eat it, peasant.
Yeah, but when she stops smelling it, you're supposed to take it away. This happened today. Lady Monkey, she's making herself a little plate of cheese and sausages, and she pushes it there so Phoebe can smell it. Well, as Phoebe's doing that, she goes into the fridge to get something else, and Phoebe stops. She's done smelling it. She looks at my wife. She looks down at the plate. She stands up, turns around, and knocks something off the counter.
Yeah, typical cat. Yeah.
And Lady Monkey's like, why did she do that? I'm like, you didn't move that out of her face. Yeah, that cat is spoiled beyond belief. And it's not like we tried to let her be spoiled, Jack. She's not even supposed to be on the counter, which is where this all took place.
And yet she was.
Yeah, because after spraying gallons and gallons and gallons of water at this cat, we finally fucking gave up.
You should watch Galaxy Jackson. He'll tell you the water thing is just confusing to cats because they have a sense of normalcy. So, yeah, there's different methods for getting them off the counter.
Here, Lady Monkey was so annoyed at this cat getting on the counter no matter what we tried. She went online and she read that if you really want your cat to stay off, then cover your counter with aluminum foil. So Lady Monkey did that, and Phoebe jumped up there and she started playing with the aluminum foil. She's like, Mom, this is great. Pour water on the cat. She doesn't. She is the most stubborn thing I've ever met in my life. I mean that sincerely. This cat is stubborn as fuck until she gets her way. And then she's like, all right.
Oh, I hate to correct you, but that says porn water on a cat. So
I was expecting it just came out wrong.
No, you have to throw dirty porn star water at her. And she'll be like, oh my God, skanks.
Get Vaush's folder, throw it at her. No, I love her to death. All of our cats have always had personality. That's what I like about cats is they all have a personality. Never met one that's goddamn stubborn before. Spitball shooter works. Okay. The other day, Jack, I go into the pantry and it's a closet, a full-on closet. It's not like a small cupboard. It's an actual closet. Open the door, and I just left it open because Phoebe likes to go in the closet. And she walks up and she looks at me, and she looks in the closet, and she turns around and leaves. And that is when I realized that if you let her do what she wants to, she won't do it. She's like, I don't really want to go in that closet unless you don't want me to go in that closet. If she were a person, she would grow up to be a serial killer, is what I'm saying. She's just defiant as fuck, man. Masking tape on the counter, sticky side up, doesn't work. Phoebe likes playing with tape. She's weird, man. I love her, but anyhow, Jack. I'd tell Lady Monkey about a video I saw on Twitter today. It's a video of this grandfather sitting there, and the video says, being a grandpa is really hard. And it's a video of this old man, his computer, his desk, and his entire office covered in stickers. And there's a little kid pulling at his head trying to find a blank spot to put another sticker. And I resonated with that. But if you scroll down, people were sharing other grandpa videos. And one of them is a compilation of grandchildren running towards their grandmother and then like NFL sidestepping around them to run to grandpa.
I've seen that video. It's funny.
It's great. And it is real. And I said on Twitter today, being a grandpa is the closest I'll ever get to being a rock star. It's amazing. They're just like, grandpa. And it's because grandmas, they love grandma. If they were hurt, you know who they'd run to? Grandma. But we're toys, man. Because grandpa's like, what do you want to do? Let's fucking do that. It's not my house. You're not my kid. Let's break shit. I wonder if anyone actually buys Vaush's short stack vibes. excuse. Well, I don't know if you saw it, Air, but even Hassan made a video laughing at Vaush for this. He's like, why would you even say that? He goes, just fucking ignore it. Why would you even address this, especially like that?
That's sad when even Hassan is piling on to his supposed friend.
Cayenne pepper on the counter. See, I'd never do that because that would hurt her. Ever seen a cat pick hot? No, that would pick that. No. Here's another absurdity with my cat, Jack. She likes ranch and she likes sour cream, but she only really likes to eat them if you have it on your finger for her.
Are you sure this cat isn't just you reincarnated?
I don't know, honestly. Maybe it is. Maybe she's me from the future. In the future, I'm a furry pussy. There's another clip for you guys. No, it's true. Lady Monkey the other day, she goes to, and yes, we actually just give the cat sour cream. Before any cat folks out there lose their mind, she doesn't get much. She just gets a little tiny bit. But she gets her some, and she dabs it on the counter. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? She says, I'm giving her sour cream. Like, she doesn't like it that way. And sure enough, Phoebe, she looks at her, and I mean, she licked it a little bit, and then she looks back over like, really? What am I, a common cat? I got to lick off the counter? No, she doesn't like it off a spoon, off a plate. Nope, it's got to be off your finger.
This cat's trained to be spoiled. You've spoiled this cat. Like, oh, she doesn't like it that way. What is she going to do? Fire you?
She won't eat it, and then it's wasted.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And then she won't get any. After a while, she'll figure out that that's not the way to get food.
Oh, she doesn't care. She'd just be like, all right, fine. Like every night at dinner, she walks around the table and she comes over to me and she sits there and waits until I give her my finger to show her I don't have anything she doesn't want.
Wow. She's got you guys trained really well.
She's yeah. You're not wrong. When you're too retarded for Hassan, you done fucked up. That's true. But Hassan's right in that case. If Vaush had a brain in his fucking head, he wouldn't address this at all. I do think he did it, Jack, to get the attention. But as soon as he realized where the attention led, shut the fuck up and let it go. Just pull a Phil DeFranco and pretend that shit never happened.
Wasn't me.
But he is so
arrogant.
It's not just arrogant, but attention starved. He wants that attention so bad.
Oh, absolutely. But he's arrogant enough to think he could talk his way out of everything.
The cat isn't trained. Ranting Monkey is well trained at that. Good job, Phoebe. You're probably not wrong. Well, then stop fingering your cat. That came out wrong. Phoebe doesn't like to eat like a cat, even when she's eating out of her bowl. This is how my cat eats, Jack. She lays down next to the bowl, just out of reach, or where she can just reach it with her paw. And Lady Monkey actually watched her measure it out one time. She measures it out to see where she can lay down, and then she lays down. Then she pulls the bowl over to her. So we've had to make sure that the bowls that she has don't have a sticky bottom at all, because she flips them if it doesn't slide. Then, while laying down with her head right next to the bowl, she scoops her little hand in there, what we would normally call a paw, but it's clearly a hand, and puts the food up to her mouth and eats it out of her paw.
Yeah, my cat did that. She was a feral that I adopted, and she would actually use her nails like little fingers and pick up single pieces of food to eat them. It was very odd. But apparently a lot of cats do that.
My daughter's cat used to do that. He would sit in front of the bowl and reach in and pull up some and eat. She lays there and scoops it into her face.
Yeah. I've seen that. It's so lazy. Just
it is.
Move this toward my mouth.
She doesn't eat like a normal cat. So the thing with only eating off of fingers just seems like a extension of that. Phil DeFranco's still a thing. Wow. Is he? I haven't actually looked on Phil in a while, but I mean, if you go back to like the Covington kid thing where he threw his massive fit while he's on vacation, he just had to make a video because these fucking racist kids, how fucking racist, fuck these fucking racists. And then it came out the truth about that story, and he's like, "Oh yeah, then I don't know what you're talking about, man. That never happened." What you mean that video? I still think I have that video somewhere.
Probably.
But yeah,
that was a piece of shit. Thank you, Keldrick. Phoebe knows who the weak ones in the house are and how to manipulate him. Yeah, well, Monkey's weak for the kitty cats because they're fuzzy and cute.
I want my kitty cat to be happy, and she is happy. And she loves her dad. Every time I leave this office, unless she's sleeping up on her perch, she comes running to me meowing like, "Dad, pick me up."
Dad or a slave, come hither and raise me.
Well, Lady Monkey, it took me so long to convince Lady Monkey what was going on. Phoebe, when she wants me to pick her up, she will stand up against something and arch her back. And it looks like she's going to be sharpening her claws, but she doesn't actually sharpen her claws. She's just like, "Dad, pick me up." So I had to convince Lady Monkey, she's not scratching the wall. She just wants you to pick her up.
Uh-huh.
It's true. Anyway.
She's got you trained.
I'm not doubting that part or denying it. I'm just saying that even with me being trained, I'm trained to some really weird cat behavior.
Yeah, well.
My cat, if I go upstairs and hang out with Lady Monkey, Phoebe does not believe I belong upstairs unless it's dinner time. So if I'm upstairs and she realizes I'm up there and I'm sitting on the couch, what she'll do is she'll walk over to me, walk around the coffee table, look at me, and then walk over to the stairs and stand looking down it. That is my signal. Hey, go downstairs. She doesn't do it to anyone else. And it's only if I'm sitting at the table or on the couch. Last time I watched Phil was during the Roaming Millennial Lacey Green thing. Holy shit, you missed a lot, Pat.
No, I wouldn't say you missed anything.
All right, missed might be the wrong word, but a lot has happened since. Cat is probably from a royal line of cats. That's what I'm saying. She deserves it. She's a sweetie. Mm-hmm. And look, I'm not defending Phil DeFranco here, but if you're looking at how to deal with, especially on the internet, we're not talking about people who are getting major news articles written about him or anything, right? It's just YouTubers talking shit about bad stuff other YouTubers are doing. The right way to handle that, if you don't have a good excuse, is to just fucking ignore it and let it go away. Because all you're doing by fighting back against it is keeping it going. And in the case of like Vaush, lying and just giving people more ammunition to prove you're a lying piece of shit. What he should have done is just shut his fucking mouth. Or pull the old, I've already addressed that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Those clips that clip that we watched and then the ones that he was watching, those are all pretty old. They're 2 to 3 years old at this point, Jack. And he's addressed them many times. He lies about it every time. But he makes this whole ass video an hour long going through all of these things and lying about them. And just instead of just going, I've already addressed this. I've already addressed this. Then your fans are going to repeat what you say. We've seen it over and over again. We had an idiot in here just the other day. How a Vaush fan found us, I don't know. We hadn't talked about the guy in forever. But what did they say? Out of context. They're literally just going to repeat what you say. Just, hey, it's out of context. I addressed this already. The end. Instead, no, I was actually putting myself, I was saying what they would say, you see, except you weren't. And so all he does is give more ammo. Cat family line was probably worshipped in Egypt. Probably. It's possible. It's possible. Our dog started losing too much weight, so I started mixing rice and carrots with his food, and he's gaining it back. Cool. What kind of dog is it? Is it a full breed? Is that how you say it? I don't have dogs, and my cats have always been mutts. I've never had a pure breed. That's what it is, pure breed. I do want a purebred male Maine Coon, though. I want a cat that's bigger than me. That can't eat me. That's the difference between them and like a cougar. They still got that little mouth. Pat avoided a lot. Yeah, I guess that's a good way of saying it too. All right, we're going to wrap up. We're at 2 hours. I wasn't planning on doing a show anyway. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Hope you've had fun with us tonight. If you leave here with nothing else, understand my cat is spoiled and Vaush is a douchebag who probably has child porn on his computer. If not on his computer, then on his phone. He may not, but he's said some very suspect things, and I can't believe anybody listens to that douchebag. More than Hassan, more than Destiny, more than Phil DeFranco. I cannot believe that man has any fans. I just can't. So, fuck him, and I hope we showed you that all of that nonsense about being taken out of context, some of it's true. He did not actually advocate for having sex with children. He just said some good can come from it. And he absolutely said it. It wasn't taken out of context. He wasn't speaking as though he was somebody else. He told his audience, shut up and fucking hear me. It can be good. But it's still bad because it could overall be bad. That's not a good take. Anyway, thank you for the donations. Thank you for the donations for the American Heart Association for Little Butt. I will get that to her. Jack, anything you want to show out?
I'll drop some links. As always, thank you so much for the donations. You guys are awesome. And thanks for coming out and watching at such a weird hour.
Yeah.
It's always fun.
Well, this one, I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't even planning it. So that you guys came out and hung out while we talked about football and cats is amazing. You guys are awesome. Love you guys. Take care of yourselves. Jack, a pleasure as always.
Always glad to be here.
Enjoy the game if you're going to watch it. Stay away from social media for 2 days if you're not, if you want your sanity. Love you all. Take care, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, everybody.
I hope Taylor Swift brings a Go Biden thing just to watch people melt down. Get over it. It's football. Relax, bitches.
Okay.